Hey, welcome to the Trash Picture Show. Couple of movie recommendations, starting off with Doomsday. Um, this was Neil Marshall's kind of love letter to Mad Max, but a lot of people see it as a kind of slip up in his movie backlog. While Dog Soldiers and the likes of The Descent were well received, this one was kind of met with mixed results, and I can see why. It's not a bad movie. It's kind of a mishmash of genres where you have this virus called the Reaper virus breaking out in the United Kingdom, and the only place that there seems to be a cure is in the former infected zone behind a wall constructed around Hadrian's Wall. It's Scotland. Essentially, Scotland is the place where the cure is. So, Major St. Clair and a group of scientists and soldiers go beyond the wall to retrieve the cure. Unfortunately, the denizens who are left behind have become cannibals, and they murder and eat anyone who comes to the other side of the wall. Ron and Meecher's pretty good. You've Malcolm McDowell, Bob Hoskins, really cool cast. Not a perfect movie, but definitely fun. And if you are a fan of Neil Marshall, or if you're a fan of, say, the likes of Mad Max or Excalibur, Doomsday is definitely worth a look. Next up, from the creators of Own Back and Warrior King, we have Chocolate. The story of a kind of this girl, she suffers from kind of Asperger's or this kind of social kind of anxiety, and she's the daughter of a Thailand mafia mistress. She's named Zane, and she is highly acute at martial arts. So, her mother is suffering from cancer, and in order to afford treatment, she decides to collect all the debts. However, her mother's former lover decides he wants the money, so Zen has to basically go off and kick ass, and it's pretty awesome. It's pretty touching, and there's a very funny moment where Zen gets distracted by a fly and is kind of freaking out, flipping out. If you like the likes of Warrior King and Unback, check it out. The actress in it is JJ Yahan. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that, but she's awesome, and the fight choreography in this movie is second to none. Check it out, Chocolate, well worth a look. Next up, the awesome American Mary, directed by the Salsa Sisters, who had already done Dead Hooker and Trunk. And this is pretty cool. You have the awesome, amazing Catherine Isabel as Mary Mason, who is a medical student and needs funds to keep her kind of tuition going. So she gets into body modification, and she kind of becomes renowned among the kind of underground scene. However, something happens to her involving one of her former tutors, which leads her down a very dark path. Catherine Isabel is in this. Tristine Risk is also in it, if I'm not mistaken, who is a awesome burlesque dancer and contortionist. And the Saska sisters turn up as themselves. And all the female characters are almost like Hammer horror kind of glam queens, and it's pretty awesome. And if you're a horror fan, definitely check out the awesome American Mary. Last up, we have King of New York. This tells the story of Frank White, a former drug kingpin who has gotten out of prison after a long stint. He has money put aside, and he wants to start afresh. He wants to kind of be the philanthropist that New York needs. However, there's a bunch of cops who are like, no, this isn't happening. And there's also some Youngblood who are kind of threatened by the resurgence of Frank's appearance. Christopher Walken is Frank, and he is awesome in this movie. And it's basically the kind of showing how the old guard is slowly taken over by the young. David Caruso, Wesley Snipes, Lawrence Fishburne. Wicked cast. If you get a chance, definitely check out King of New York. I got the Arrow Special Edition, and there's a nice bit of stuff in this. Making of, audio commentary, Abel Ferreira's kind of interview. It's a wicked movie, and if you get a chance, definitely check it out. Abel Ferreira, I think, directed Bad Lieutenant and Driller Killer as well, so you kind of really get that vibe from this movie. Also, I'm going to do a comic suggestion. If you're a fan of Firefly or the movie Serenity, definitely check this out. Firefly, Leaves on the Wind, and it's set right after the movie. Essentially, Zoe has given birth to her baby, who she had with her departed husband Wash. Mal and Inara have finally hooked up, and River seems to have gotten a handle on her condition, and she's slowly realizing that there's more to what the Alliance did to her and the rest of the kids than is kind of shown. Also, the operative turns up, who is kind of become a reformed man. Something happens to Zoe, which requires Mal to team up with him. And Jubal Early also turns up. Do you remember that badass bounty hunter from the last episode? If you get a chance, check it out. Dark Horse does a wicked run on the Serenity comics, and this is no exception. So, yeah, my name is Martin. This has been the Trash Picture Show. If you have any comments or suggestions or things you want me to check out, leave them in the comments below. And yeah, have a good one. Take care. Bye now.